The first poem I have is called Present But Not There. They said that day the moon is 30% larger than normal, a phenomenon which will only come once a century. And I was hopeful. Hopeful that it may lead to something more beautiful than my usual morose days. You see, I missed him. My father, or so they say. Those men also called him Sergeant, with an air of respect. I did not understand. He wasn't present when the world heard me first cry. He wasn't present when my brother taught me how to cycle. He wasn't present when I had my first breakup with my best friend or my lover. He wasn't present when I threw my graduation cap in the air. But they said he was my father, and I called him that without believing. However, hope is strong, so strong, and that day was indeed special, because my father was present. He looked up at the big moon that day from the border side, and I saw the reflection of his pain-stricken eyes. And for a moment, our eyes interlocked. And that night, I realized why they called him my father. Our eyes had the same color. The second poem is He is a Man. 7 years old, he chose to dress up his sister's Barbie doll instead of picking up the ball. His father smirked. He was definitely not a man. When the principal called him to her room for bunking with his mates, his eyes welled up. Scared of his father's wrath, unable to fathom his thoughts, burst into tears. He was not a man. In school, he started feeling a little hot in the cheeks when he saw the boys come out of the steam room. Panicked, unable to understand his hormones, started sweating and ran out of the room. Was he a man? Told his friends, I'm not into dating really. This time, instead of a friendly banter, an awkward silence ensued. One of his friends saw the truth behind his eyes, overshadowed by guilt. He still was not a man. Confused, muddled up, uncertain, still went to the queer rally. The place finally felt like home with the ones who understood him. That day, he felt, maybe he was a man. Crash of the vase, heavy breathing, screams and shouts. His house wasn't where rules were flouted. His photo made it to the newspaper, not the kind you want your family to see, holding hands with another man. This time, his father turned him out of the house. Maybe he wasn't a man. No more under the suffocation of this closet. Its darkness was engulfing him. The walls were closing in. The time had come for him to finally search for his identity. He started feeling like a man. A few years later, kissing his lover standing at the altar. Some places do indeed allow illegal love to blossom. The another man proudly acclaims, he is my man. And that day it dawned upon him. He always was one. He just needed someone to make him believe in that. Thank you.